Hey, I just want to do a quick video to show what I think is one of our most powerful scans. If you go up into the scan button and press more than two inside range bars. I'm going to explain in a sec what we mean by inside range bars, but the filters I put on then is any stock above its 200 exponential moving average, and I'm looking for relative strength above 80. Okay, so I'm only looking for the strong relative strength names that are in uptrends, then tightening. Okay. You can obviously scan the market you want. I'm going to scan the NASDAQ on this occasion. I'm going to do that scan, okay, which I've already done on the right. Now, there's two examples I'm just going to show for this exercise. First is GH. Now, GH is obviously a massive stock on the NASDAQ that has been in a long-term uptrend. It has a relative strength of 99, and here you can see after market hours on the 29th of October, so the 30th of October, it gapped up big time on earnings, okay, and so since earnings, I had a little bit of earnings drift since then, and then it based, okay, and it's put in this little kind of high tight kind of cup and handle base, and it's tightening up on the right hand side here, okay, forming a little handle. Now this came up in the inside range scan because, see, this day on the 12th of January it had a high of 113,908 and a low of 103,80, okay, but then for the next 3 days it didn't pierce the boundaries of that candle. All right, so obviously the next day is called an inside day. All right, but because there's three candles inside this range, we just call that inside range days. Okay, and that scan just finds them time and time again. So what it's really done is found like a relative strength leader after a big gap up in earnings drift that's now tightening and giving a really good risk reward entry. Okay, classic, Mina Vinny, Dan Zanger, classic William O'Neill, all that sort of stuff. Okay, it's just a great system to find it. Now, the other example I want to show, just from these results, is GPRC. Okay, now this is a bit of a different finding, but this scan will find these all day long, right? So it finds these huge gap ups on massive news. Okay, sometimes it's obviously takeover talk, sometimes it's massive earnings, sometimes it's something else, right? And so, but then what quite often happens on these huge candles is you get patterns forming to the right of them, right? It doesn't have to be at the top of them, it can be halfway, in the middle, at the bottom, whatever. And here we have this lovely tight range, and I know this is already broken out unlike the GH example, and so it's a bit of hindsight, but it's just, the reason for it is it's just a great example of finding these high activity stocks and high relative strength names that then base sideways tightly after these big moves, okay? And we're looking for these inside range bars. So this is obviously a huge candle, and all these candles here are inside range candles, right? So it's a great example, and then it forms a little centered triangle, and it's broken out of that. And this scan will find these setups just all day long, every week, every month. It really is one of our best scans. Hope that helps someone out there. Take care. Cheers, mate.